act. This is very basic, and they need to put their heads together in solving health, which is the most critical issue we are looking at as legislators representing ordinary people in this House. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Maruma Jones.
Asante, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hii fursa umenipa ili kuchangia hii ripoti ya kamati ya afya ya Seneti kuhusu hali ya afya Laikipia ama gatuzi la Laikipia na Meru. Mheshimiwa Spika, niwape kongole kamati inayoendeshwa na Senator Mandago na naibu wake Senator Mariam kwa hii kazi ambayo wamefanya nzuri sana ya kutembelea magatuzi yetu na kufanya kazi yao ya uangalizi. Mheshimiwa Spika, niseme ya kwamba hii kazi wamefanya ni nzuri, na walikuwa na fursa pia ya kuja mpaka gatuzi letu la Taita Taveta, na tunangojea pia walete ripoti ya kwa yale ambayo waliona kule katika gatuzi la Taita Taveta. Lakini ile taswira ambayo wameichapisha hapa kwa gatuzi la Laikipia na gatuzi la Meru ni taswira ya hali halisi ya afya katika magatuzi yote ya Kenya. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, hii kazi ya uangalizi ya Senate ni vyema tuseme ya kwamba haifanyiki na senator binafsi, na koti za Kenya zimekwisha ongea kuhusu hiyo tayari. Manake mara kwa mara kama maseneta wanalaumiwa wakati hakuna madawa na hali ya afya ama huduma za afya nzuri katika mahospitali, lakini koti tayari zimesema kwamba uangalizi ama oversight ya majukumu katika magatuzi haifanywi na maseneta binafsi, bali yanafanywa na taasisi ya Senate kupitia kamati za bunge. Na niseme kwamba ule uangalizi wa kimsingi ama primary oversight inafanywa na mabunge ya county, kwa sababu kama ni afya, idara ya afya inafanyiwa uangalizi na kamati ya afya ya bunge ya magatuzi. Nafikiri ni vyema ieleweke hivyo, kwa sababu mara kwa mara tunalaumiwa kama maseneti ya maseneta ya kwamba hatufanyi uangalizi katika zile huduma moja kwa moja za afya. Kwa hivyo taswira ambayo imechapishwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, na hii kamati yetu, kwa mfano katika hali ya waajiriwa ama wafanyikazi wauguzi, hii ripoti imesema kwamba wauguzi hawatoshi. Taswira kama hii ndio taswira ambayo iko katika magatuzi mengi ikiwemo Taita Taveta, na wale wahudumu wa afya wanajipata wamechoka, wanajipata kwamba wanafanya kazi masaa mengi bila kupata pesa zaidi. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuhudumiwa na mhudumu ambaye amechoka, wakati mwingine kuna uwezekano wa kufanya makosa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Lakini saa zingine pia tunalaumu magavana na mawaziri wao, kwa sababu wameajiri watu katika nafasi za kazi ambazo si za muhimu, na wakaacha kuajiri wahudumu wa afya ambao ndio muhimu zaidi katika magatuzi. Kwa mfano, unaweza pata madereva wameajiriwa katika county, unapata madereva 5 wako na gari moja. Kwa hivyo ni lazima pia wakati wa uajiri magavana waangalie ili kuajiri watu katika huduma ambazo ni za muhimu kama huduma ya afya. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu ya kutolipwa malimbikizi ya pesa ama area zao, Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapata ya kwamba wafanyi kazi wanakuwa na morali kidogo ya kufanya kazi. Mheshimiwa Spika, mwaka uliopita tulileta kaunti yangu ya Taita Taveta kwa sababu wahudumu walikuwa wameenda kwa mgomo, na lile jambo walikuwa nalilia kwa ule mgomo ni kwamba hawajalipwa mishahara yao na hawajalipwa malimbikizi ya pesa yao ya mishahara. Kwa mfano ile pesa imekatwa kwenda kulipa mikopo ama shares zao za kwenda kwa cooperatives na wakafanya mgomo. Walipokuja hapa, Mheshimiwa Spika, yule gavana akasema kwamba wamefanya mpango madhubuti wa kulipa ile pesa. Mheshimiwa Spika, la kushangaza ni kwamba hadi leo bado wale wafanyikazi wauguzi hawajalipwa zile pesa na mwaka umeisha. Mheshimiwa Spika, hivi ninavyoongea kule Taita Taveta wauguzi wanafanya mkutano kwa sababu wanataka kwenda kwa mgomo tena kwa sababu ya kutolipwa kwao kwa malimbikizi ya pesa. Mheshimiwa Spika, jambo la kutamausha kwa sababu wakati wauguzi wanapolalamikia mishahara yao na magavana na kaunti haziangalii hayo masuala yao, basi shughuli za afya zinaendelea kudorora. Mheshimiwa Spika, nikiangalia hii ripoti wamesema kwamba majengo ya hospitali yako katika hali mbaya. Mheshimiwa Spika, nakumbuka wakati hii kamati ilikuja katika gatuzi la Taita Taveta, tulienda katika hospitali moja inaitwa Tausa Health Center na tukapata ya kwamba yale majengo ya Tausa Health Center yamelaaniwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, na idara ya Public Works ya ile county walisema kwamba haya majengo yalaaniwe yasitumike. Idara ya afya wenyewe Public Health walisema kwamba haya majengo yasitumike. La kushangaza ni kwamba hadi leo bado yale majengo yanatumika, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa ile taswira ambayo imewekwa hapa katika hizo hospitali mbili ni taswira ambayo pia kule Taita Taveta tumeona kwamba iko pale pia. Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona ya kwamba pia hizo hospitali mbili hazikuwa na ICU ama vyumba, Mheshimiwa Spika, vitanda vya wagonjwa mahututi. Mheshimiwa Spika, ninapoongea pia kule taswira ni hiyo, picha ni hiyo kule Taita Taveta ya kwamba gatuzi lote ama kaunti yote ya Taita Taveta hakuna kitanda hata kimoja cha wagonjwa mahututi. Mheshimiwa Spika, mwaka wa 2020 wakati tulikuwa na ugonjwa wa corona, Mheshimiwa Spika, kaunti zilipatiwa pesa ya kuhakikisha kwamba vitanda vya wagonjwa mahututi vimenunuliwa katika kila gatuzi. Tulipoteza hiyo fursa nzuri ya kununua, Mheshimiwa Spika, na wakati unapopata ugonjwa ambao unahitaji matibabu ya dharura katika kaunti ya Taita Taveta, Mheshimiwa Spika, basi lazima ukimbizwe Mombasa, labda kule Makadara hospitalini, ama upelekwe Kwale ama Kilifi. Na tuseme kwamba zile gatuzi ama yale magatuzi ambayo tunakimbilia sisi kama watu wa Taita Taveta walinunua vitanda vya ICU wakitumia pesa hizi za ugatuzi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo ni kusema kwamba lazima lile gatuzi lifanye bidii ili wakati tunapopata wagonjwa mahututi, Mheshimiwa Spika, wapate kutibiwa ili wasipoteze maisha yao, Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, hii ripoti pia imesema kwamba hospitali kama Nyahururu County Referral, Nanyuki Teaching and Referral Hospital, katika zile mortuary, Mheshimiwa Spika, unapata ya kwamba not katika mortuary but vyumba vya kujifungulia kina mama, ni kwamba kina mama wako wengi sana kushinda ile wale ambao wanahitajika kule, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na nafikiri hiyo ndio inaleta pia matatizo wakati wa kujifungua, Mheshimiwa Spika. Unapata ya kwamba wakati watu wamekuja kujifungua, kina mama wanakuwa wengi sana, na kitu cha kujifungua, Mheshimiwa Spika, ama jambo la kujifungua kina mama ni jambo ambalo linaweza kupotezea mama maisha, ama pia mtoto, ama wote wawili wapoteze maisha. Kwa kimombo tunaita maternal health, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kaunti nyingi Kenya nzima ikiwemo Taita Taveta, kina mama wakienda kujifungua wanapata vile vifo, na haitakikani miaka 60 baada ya kupata uhuru, Mheshimiwa Spika, kina mama wapoteze maisha ama watoto wapoteze maisha wakati wa kujifungua. Kwa hivyo mambo kama haya ya kufanya kina mama wawe wengi sana na vitanda, kina mama wawili ama watatu wanalala kwa kitanda kimoja wakati wamekuja kujifungua, ni jambo ambalo linahuzunisha mno, na ni vizuri tuangalie mahali kina mama wanaenda kujifungulia. Kwa hivyo hizo hospitali mbili, wakati wanapopata hizi ripoti, ni vyema basi watengeneze maeneo ambayo kina mama watakuwa sawa kujifungulia, ili kulinda maisha ya mama na watoto. Mheshimiwa Spika, kuna zile zinaitwa incubators, Mheshimiwa Spika, za kuweka watoto ambao wamezaliwa. Wanasema kwamba katika hizo hospitali mbili ya Nyahururu na ya Nanyuki kwamba hazifanyi kazi, zile incubator hazifanyi kazi, Mheshimiwa Spika, na ni kuonyesha kwamba hospitali zetu hazijakuwa tayari ili kusaidia kina mama wanaojifungua. Mheshimiwa Spika, nakumbuka wakati hii kamati ilikuja na Senator Mariam kule Taita Taveta, tuliambiwa kwamba hata vile watu wanavyojitayarisha kupokea wagonjwa ama ni kina mama ambao wako tayari kujifungua kutokana na hospitali ama kutoka zile hospitali ndogo ndogo, kujitayarisha kwao ni kwa shida sana. Tulikuwa tunaambiwa kisa kimoja ambacho mama alikuwa tayari kujifungua katika Tausa Health Center, na wakati mtoto alikuwa anakuja vile visivyo na alikuwa anahitaji huduma za dharura, walipiga simu kule Moi Hospital, lakini ilingojea masaa matatu bila ile ambulance kufika, Mheshimiwa Spika, na ilibidi sasa yule nurse afanye maombi na yule mtoto bahati nzuri tu akatoka. Vifo vya kina mama wanaojifungua vinatokana na mambo ambayo si ya kufanya kazi ama kuchukulia mambo ambayo ni kama haya serious, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo ningependa kusema kwamba mambo ya kina mama wanaojifungua yachukuliwe kwa uzito na watu wajitayarishe ili kupokea viumbe vya Mungu ambavyo vinaletwa kupitia kwa kina mama ambao wanaenda kujifungua. Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeambiwa kwamba hapa katika hizi hospitali ambazo zimeangaziwa katika hizi county, kuna Timau Sub County Hospital, kuna ukosefu wa x-ray, Mheshimiwa Spika, na theater pia hakuna, Mheshimiwa Spika, na mahali pa kungojea wagonjwa kungojea ili kutibiwa, Mheshimiwa Spika, pameharibika na hapajatengenezwa vizuri, Mheshimiwa Spika, na nafikiri ni hospitali nyingi sana ambazo ziko na mambo kama haya. Kwa hivyo wanapopata hii report, ni vizuri zile hospitali basi zifanye marekebisho ili wagonjwa wapate nafasi nzuri za kungojea kutibiwa, Mheshimiwa Spika. Tumeona kabisa kwamba swala la madawa katika hospitali za Laikipia County wako na dawa nyingi sana ambazo zimeharibika. Mheshimiwa Spika, ni jambo la kushangaza kwa sababu kama wagonjwa wanakosa madawa hospitalini, itakuwa kuwaje kwamba madawa yanawekwa badala ya kupatiwa wagonjwa na yanaharibika yakiwa katika hospitali, Mheshimiwa Spika. Nafikiri lile wazo la Rais Ruto ya kwamba KEMSA ipate kusambaza madawa mpaka kwa mahospitali ama dispensary ni jambo la kufikiriwa vizuri, ili madawa yapate kupelekwa katika mpaka last mile, Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu nafikiri hii kuweka madawa katika store na yanaharibika bila kusambazwa ni katika ule mpango wa kufanya bidii kuyaiba, Mheshimiwa Spika. Yamenunuliwa kutoka KEMSA ama Meds na hayajapelekwa mpaka kwa dispensary mpaka ule wakati ambao yanaharibika. Mheshimiwa Spika, katika hii report pia tumeambiwa kwamba vyumba vya kuweka marehemu, kwa mfano Nyahururu Hospital, vimejaa na vimelimbikiziwa maiti. Kwa mfano Nyahururu Hospital kuna chumba ambacho kinatakana kuweka mili 18 peke yake, Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini unapata kwamba mili ambayo imewekwa katika kile chumba cha kuwekea maiti kiko na mili zaidi ya 60, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na nilicheka wakati Mheshimiwa Cherargei alikuwa anasema kwamba watu wanapata maisha au wanapata shida wakiwa naishi, wakiwa wagonjwa wanapata shida, na pia wakiwa wamekufa wanapata shida zaidi, Mheshimiwa Spika. Ni kwa sababu, Mheshimiwa Spika, hatujajenga mahospitali ya kutosha ambayo yana vyumba vya marehemu ama mortuaries, Mheshimiwa Spika. Nafikiri tukiangalia labda Nyahururu hii ni hospitali kubwa na labda ndio yenyewe peke yake iko na chumba cha maiti ama mortuaries. Sasa kuna hospitali nyingi, Mheshimiwa Spika, hapo karibu. Ni vyema pia katika zile hospitali ndogo ndogo kujengwe vyumba vya kuhifadhi maiti ili kupunguza huu msongamano wa maiti katika hizi hospitali. Nafikiri katika yale maeneo ya mbali na hizi hospitali, zile hospitali ziko pale, dispensaries na health centers, hazina vyumba vya kuhifadhi maiti, ndio maana watu wote wanaokufa wanalimbikizwa katika hizi hospitali kubwa. Kwa hivyo kusaidia hali kama hii, ni vyema basi zile hospitali na dispensaries ambazo ziko mbali zitengenezwe mahali pa kuhifadhi maiti, ili wakati wagonjwa wanapokufa nyumbani ama kwa zile hospitali ndogo ndogo, Mheshimiwa Spika, wapate hifadhi huko ili kudecongest ama kutoa pressure kule kwa hiyo hospitali kubwa kubwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, tumeona kwamba hata hizi hospitali zingine kama Timao Kibiritia pia hazina x-ray, na haya mambo ambayo tunayaona hapa pia kule Taita Taveta, hata hospitali ambayo tunaita ya Moi ambayo ni hospitali ya rufaa, Mheshimiwa Spika, haina hii x-ray. Mheshimiwa Spika, ukiangalia ile hospitali pale iliko ni katika barabara kuu ya kutoka Mombasa kwenda Nairobi, na mtu yeyote ambaye anasafiri kutumia gari kutoka Mombasa mpaka Nairobi anaweza kupata ajali, na hifadhi ama kupata matibabu ya dharura ni kupitia kwa ile hospitali ya Moi. Mheshimiwa Spika, kama haina mtambo wa x-ray ambao unafanya kazi, kama haina ICU, Mheshimiwa Spika, tunasema ya kwamba mtu yeyote ambaye atapata ama atahitaji matibabu ya dharura kutoka kwa ile hospitali anaweza kupoteza maisha, na haitakani tupoteze maisha kwa sababu ya kitu ambacho kingeweza kusaidika. Mheshimiwa Spika, Mheshimiwa Spika, watu wamejadili hapa mambo ya kufanya labda tume ya kuangalia wafanyikazi wa afya ama National Health Commission. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi singeunga mkono jambo kama hilo kwa sababu ni la kuturudisha nyuma kiugatuzi. Mheshimiwa Spika, watu ambao kama sisi tulipigania ugatuzi mwaka wa 2005, nakumbuka nilikuwa nafanya kazi kabisa nikiwa mwanaharakati, tulisema ya kwamba ni vizuri hali ya afya ama afya igatuliwe kwa sababu kuweka afya katika serikali ya kitaifa ilikuwa inatusumbua, manake wale madaktari wanafanya kazi katika vijiji vyetu, mahospitali zetu, walikuwa hawawezi kuelekezwa. Mheshimiwa Spika, sasa leo hii daktari anaajiriwa na county, lakini usimamizi wake anasimamiwa na commission ama tume ambayo ni ya kitaifa. Haitakuwa vizuri. Nakumbuka wakati Mheshimiwa Sakaja tulikuwa naye hapa, alijaribu kuleta mswada wa kuunganisha Public Service Board zote za Kenya ili kuwe na mmoja ama umbrella ama mwavuli mmoja wa kuajiri watu, ili kama daktari anataka kutoka Bomet kwenda Nairobi, hiyo mwavuli wa tume bodi za kuajiri watu anaweza kutoka hapo Bomet aende Nairobi. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwamba kunaweza kuwa na transfer za madaktari, kunaweza kuwa na transfer za wafanyikazi wa serikali vile inavyotokea kwa Public Service Commission. Mheshimiwa Spika, hatuwezi taka chochote ambacho kitaregesha sisi kwa central government, kwa sababu magatuzi ndogo ndogo kama Taita Taveta ambao walikuwa wapati huduma waliachwa nyuma kimaendeleo kwa sababu ya kura chache. Mheshimiwa Spika, sasa tunapata huduma kupitia kwa ugatuzi. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa hivyo jambo la kusema tu ni kwamba kama Senate ni vyema, Mheshimiwa Spika, tupiganie rasilimali nyingi zaidi ziende kwa magatuzi. Sisi ambao ni wa ODM tulikuwa na mkataba na UDA na tukasema kwamba ni vyema pesa ambazo zinaenda katika magatuzi ziwe zaidi ya bilioni 450. Mheshimiwa Spika, tutakapopata pesa nyingi zaidi za kwenda kwa magatuzi, basi lazima hali ya afya pia itaboreka zaidi. Mheshimiwa Spika, tusipopeleka pesa nyingi zaidi, basi hali ya afya itaendelea kudorora. Lakini la muhimu ni kwamba ile pesa ambayo inaenda kidogo, pia kuna kaunti ambazo zimeitumia vizuri, na tunatoa mfano mzuri wa Murang'a, tunatoa mfano mzuri ambao wa Makueni ambao wamefanya hali ya afya ikaboreka vizuri kabisa. Mheshimiwa Spika, kaunti kama Makueni tulikuwa tunaongea na gavana wake alipokuja huku bunge, na akasema walikuwa wameenda miezi 8 bila mama kupoteza maisha wakati wa kwenda kujifungua. Mheshimiwa Spika, kwa sababu ya kitu inaitwa telemedicine, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo hatuwezi sema ya kwamba ni kaunti zote ambazo hali ya afya imedorora. Ni kuangalia tu priorities, Mheshimiwa Spika, ili tuwekeze pesa nyingi zaidi katika afya. Mheshimiwa Spika, sijapata fursa kwa sababu ya muda mchache kuongelea mambo ya budget ambazo zinaenda katika kaunti kwa mambo ya afya, lakini tutakapoweka pesa nyingi zaidi kwa afya, basi ile expenditure pia ifuatiliwe. Yani utumizi wa pesa katika zile bajeti za afya itumike vile vile kulingana Mheshimiwa Spika na bajeti, kwa sababu kufanya bajeti ni jambo moja na kutekeleza ile bajeti kuhakikisha kwamba.
Senator Maruma, your time is up. Give him under 1 minute. Give him 1 minute to conclude on his remarks. You have the mic, proceed.
Ya kwamba kufanya bajeti ni jambo moja, lakini kutekeleza ile bajeti kulingana na vile ile inavyofanywa ni jambo tofauti kabisa. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tunataka kitu kimoja kifanyike katika magatuzi, na lile jukumu ambalo ni la muhimu zaidi katika gatuzi ni ugatuzi wa afya. Magavana wazingatie afya, kwa sababu hata kama watu wetu hawana elimu lakini wamepata hali nzuri ya afya, basi wanaweza kujifanyia kazi zao na kupata kipato. Hata kama barabara ni mbaya, Mheshimiwa Spika, hata kama kuna mbegu za kilimo, Mheshimiwa Spika, lakini kuna hali ya afya nzuri, basi hawa watu wanaweza kufanya kazi zao wenyewe ili kujikimu kimaisha, Mheshimiwa Spika. Kwa hivyo haya mambo ya afya ni ya muhimu zaidi, na ndio maana juzi nikaleta mswada wa kuhakikisha kwamba zile regions zote zimepata teaching and referral hospitals, Mheshimiwa Spika, na nashukuru kwa sababu niliungwa mkono na huo mswada ulipita. Asante Mheshimiwa Spika.
I'll call upon Senator Maureen Tabitha Mutinda.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I really want to start by appreciating my colleagues in the Health Committee, whereby we've really embarked on an oversight journey. For the period I joined the Health Committee, and we've been in different counties. As much as today we are looking at the report of Meru and Laikipia, but we've really traversed different counties looking at matters held. Mr. Speaker, I really want to appreciate my committees. You look at our report, Mr. Speaker, we really advanced our report. You can see it has photos evidently showing what we were able to witness and what our naked eyes were able to see, Mr. Speaker. And allow me to just pick it up from where Senator Maruma just left it, Mr. Speaker, on matters finance, Mr. Speaker. And you know, as the Vice Chair, Finance and Budget, I've been very much with my committee. I've been on the forefront, Mr. Speaker, championing for more funds for the counties, and I want to thank this House because this financial year we all agreed after mediation process and gave counties 415 billion, Mr. Speaker. In that regard, Mr. Speaker, then we go to the ground and be able to see what counties are doing. Mr. Speaker, I need to note that in that budget, 30% is for health in all the counties. This money is not even enough to begin with. But as much as they have the 30, Mr. Speaker, we still find a lot of challenges in the counties. I want also to mention that the new doctor in the House, because we have a new doctor in the House, none other than Senator Dr. Mungatana, who talked about that these governors now, it's the high time they start also visiting these hospitals for services as well. And I agree with him very much, Mr. Speaker, because at times the reports that we give to some of the governors, not all, some of them seem to be very surprised on the reports that we are giving them, like they've not been even to the ground to get to understand what is really happening. Even happening, including the CECs, some of them for health. And these are people in that particular profession who should be better placed in terms of experience, in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, to be able to advise the governors correctly, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, many issues have been spoken. Let me narrow to a few. When I finished my high school, I really wanted to work in the medical space. And I think that's where my passion for interacting with people, helping people here and there came from. And I practiced pharmacy. And Mr. Speaker, when we've visited hospitals, my place of passion so much and concentration, Mr. Speaker, has been none other than the pharmacies. And it is sad, Mr. Speaker, whereby when we are doing oversight in these pharmacies, licensing is an issue. Some of them do not even know, where these documents should be coming from. At the same time, the issue of stockouts, Mr. Speaker, that has been spoken out. The issue of expired drugs. You wonder why would you receive stocks that are almost to expiry, and then this will be definitely a dead stock. Mr. Speaker, this is, wastage completely. And at times you find that the suppliers force them to receive these stocks, yet the expiry duration is at a very minimal, it's very minimal rather. It is sad, Mr. Speaker, whereby there are issues of conflict of interest. The same staff who are employed in these counties are also running pharmacies just adjacent to the hospital there. And at times, patients have to be sent to buy specific drugs in these particular specific stores, Mr. Speaker, which disadvantages them because the cost of that particular drug, definitely, it's at a higher price compared to the GOK price, Mr. Speaker, which has really disadvantaged a lot of patients. When we walk to hospitals, Mr. Speaker, the first thing is to talk to the patients, get to ask them, have you been given services on time? What are the issues that you're experiencing? Because as representatives of the people, it is our role and mandate to get to engage with the people on the ground, get to ask them the concerns. And this goes very well because some of them are able to voice out. Some will tell you, like a case we found in one of the counties, some will be able to say, you know what, I've been here for the last 3 days because the scanning machine is not working. And when you dig down and get to understand, why is this machine not working? Apparently, sometimes the management is not even aware. They don't know, like, the machine's stalled. And the patients are here, they've been in and out, and nothing, consultants cannot be able to progress without the scan report. And it's when up and down the technical people will be moving up and down trying to sort these kind of things, which should have been sorted. Mr. Speaker, before I proceed further, the question is, where is the problem? We have given monies to the counties, Mr. Speaker. They have professional employees, Mr. Speaker, on the ground. Why are we still having this quagmire that we're speaking of today? Because there's no really county that we can give more than 60%. Most of them are below when it comes to matters health. As much as they've really tried, but a lot is so much expected because everything should be about health, Mr. Speaker. You could be good in any other thing, but when your health sector is not working, definitely it will have problems. Issues of stockouts, of reagents, Mr. Speaker, in the laboratories, the challenges of even this staff not being able to have the protective gears that they are supposed to have in order to be able to undertake their roles and mandate very well. Mr. Speaker, from where I sit, having had a touch of the medical background, I realize that most professionals in the medical space are not used to oversight, and actually oversight from politicians. The first thing is like, what do you know for you to be able to ask me A, B, C, and D? Until we tell them, we are not here for war, we are here to get to understand what are your problems so that we can be able to support you with reality and with facts. For you to be able to say you do not have enough money, even the little that you have, why have you not been able to do improvements? Because we want to support counties. We want to support the health sector that is currently devolved. And so I would want to urge doctors in that profession, anybody in that medical space, in the hospitals, to embrace leaders when they come for oversight, and especially Senate, because We are the oversights of the counties. And our main goal is to try and help the counties be able to have better services to the people. That can only be done when we are able to identify what is the problem, what is the challenge, Mr. Speaker. We've identified a county like Makueni, Mr. Speaker, where there is a shortage for radiologists, Mr. Speaker. And in a nutshell, you realize that there is a shortage of radiologists in this country, Mr. Speaker. And I'd want to encourage the young people studying medicine. Let them try and specialize in radiology, because there is huge shortage of these professionals in this country, and there are many opportunities in regards to the radiologist line, Mr. Speaker. We were able to look at even ambulances, Mr. Speaker. During emergency cases, it's worse. An ambulance is just there, it is told. Someone has to be called, a manager, to be able to, ensure that stocks are also in that particular ambulance and all that. And you find they still have challenges, as basic as an ambulance. And where you find that in the parking lot, we have sort of failed and faulty motor vehicles over and over and over years and years and years. And yet these are equipments that, if well maintained, Mr. Speaker, they could be able to serve a majority and a bigger number of people across different and within the regions in place, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when we talk about drugs, it is very sad that today in Kenya, we have a shortage of a drug called dexamethasone, Mr. Speaker. A very important and critical drug for mothers, and especially for those on early delivery, Mr. Speaker. And this drug, which should be supplied by GOK, Mr. Speaker, it is one of the cheapest drugs. But when a doctor recommends it, then you're between life and death. And that drug cost only 120 shillings, Mr. Speaker. And we have that shortage, and that is why sometimes you're finding that our women are suffering during delivery period, Mr. Speaker. And yet we come across expired drugs worth millions of money. Where's the priority, Mr. Speaker? These are some of the things that when the President, Dr. William Ruto, says, it's the high time that KEMSA supplies drugs directly to the health centers. I completely, 100% do agree with it. Why? Because from the time you enter a health facility, the reception, administration, records, you go and meet a doctor, you send to the lab, diagnosis is out. What the doctor will do, he or she shall prescribe for you. When you get that prescription, your last place in any health facility is the pharmacy, Mr. Speaker. It is at that point that you're supposed to get your medication. Because without that medication, then you cannot get the treatment. Everything ends up with the medication. And that is why at the pharmacy level, it is a very sensitive place. The professionals who are there, the pharmacists, the farm technologists, are very important people, Mr. Speaker, because they are the final team. They are the final professions who will be able to give you what you need to have for you to be able to get better. And so the discussion of having medicine directly from KEMSA to these institutions is the best thing, Mr. Speaker. We've had rumors here and there, and I would want the Committee of PAC to try and investigate that when they say at times money is transferred from the health facility back to the county, Mr. Speaker. It is sad. Then how are these facilities supposed to independently run their operations, Mr. Speaker? People need to be paid. Drugs need to be bought. Reagents need to be bought, Mr. Speaker. Cleaning need to be done. Food need to be provided for the patients, Mr. Speaker. The other thing, Mr. Speaker, that is so sad, we are in 2025. 90% of our operations, 99, is through the digital platforms. Our manifesto has focused so much on digitalizing government services. We've moved from about 1,000 to over 15,000 services. Back to the hospital, Mr. Speaker. You go to any of the departments in the health facilities, these records are manual. And if they're not manual, if a staff has got a gadget like a computer, either it's a computer that is not working, or if he or she has gone further to acquire a laptop, that laptop belongs to him or her. So after duty, he or she goes with it at home. So what happens now? You find that counties have not really put the priority of digitalizing all their records in all the departments to get to know how to, what is short, what is not short, what needs to be added, what does not need to be added, and things like that, Mr. Speaker. We are in 2025, for Christ's sake. Information should be digital, Mr. Speaker. It's also safe like that, Mr. Speaker. The overcrowding that we've seen, SHA is very clear. The laws that we pass here, Mr. Speaker, are very clear. A hospital bed should only have one patient. It is sad, Mr. Speaker, to find the age of our parents. Imagine 2 men, 70 years and above, Mr. Speaker, on one bed. At times we find mothers, young mothers for that fact, have been blessed with the bundles of joy. 3 mothers at times in one bed with their 3 little ones. How many Kenyans are those? 6 Kenyans. These are things that even when you go to our social media platforms, we've voiced out. It is not stories that we are making. It is reality that is out here, which is completely very sad, Mr. Speaker. Infrastructure maintenance is a problem. These counties now, these hospitals have what we call the FIF fund. They should be able to ensure the standards of these hospitals are up to date, Mr. Speaker. They have the board that is running these hospitals, Mr. Speaker. So it just requires proper management with the little or more resources that they have. Conditional grants have also been given to these hospitals, Mr. Speaker. As I conclude, Mr. Speaker, waste management is another issue. Incinerators, Mr. Speaker, are not to standard. The last visit we did, as much as this report is for Meru and Laikipia, Mr. Speaker, in Kiambu County, it was a shock. And even the management was also shocked. Like they have heaps and heaps and heaps of waste. And adjacent, we have Kenyans living in their homesteads, just as adjacent across the road, Mr. Speaker. It's very sad. All that is needed is a budget for the incinerator to be able to properly dispose the drugs or any other components that need to be disposed in their proper way, Mr. Speaker. I want to agree with Senator Mwaruma. He said it in Swahili. Let me say it in English. The mortuary, you cannot suffer when you are alive and still suffer when you are dead, Mr. Speaker. The dead need to be given their last respect, Mr. Speaker. And that is in the mortuary spaces. They need to be to standard. And I want to take this opportunity to really appreciate all the morticians that we've met when we've traversed these different counties, Mr. Speaker. Men, most of them are actually, 99% that I've met are actually, apparently, they are men, Mr. Speaker. And I really want to appreciate them and ask the governors. We've met some of them who have worked for years without promotion, looking at their package is so little. And you ask how many Kenyans will be able to do this kind of responsibility. It is a high time through the office of the governors to recognize morticians and even put a day to celebrate morticians. I mean, the kind of work that they do, it's not just for anybody, Mr. Speaker. So with those many and few remarks, Mr. Speaker, as the Health Committee, we continue championing universal health care, championing better services for our people, because we say a healthy nation, a wealthy nation. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, that brings us to the end of the members who have had interest to contribute to this motion. I now call upon the mover to reply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me, Mr. Speaker. I hereby reply this motion. Mr. Speaker, as many members has contributed and I have heard their sentiment, most of them is requesting we visit their counties. Mr. Speaker, so far, as a committee, we have visited 28 counties. And we agree as a committee that before the end of the session, we have to reach out to 47 counties. Now the remaining is 19, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, when we normally visit the counties, we write to them. After 7 days is when we visit. But we do impromptu to health facilities, health centers, dispensaries, and health centers. That's level 3. Mr. Speaker, when we normally go to counties, we also engage County Assembly Committee of Health. Because this is they are also our counterparts, and they do oversight. And also, we also train them how to do oversight. Most of them, they have learned a lot on how to do the oversight visits. Mr. Speaker, we normally engage them when it comes to budget issue. Because some of the issues which we met in the visit, some of them is a short-term solutions. It has short-term solutions. Some are long-term, which need budgeting issues. So we engage the county to have a budget, to county assembly to be on board, so that at least when they are doing budgets, they have to incorporate what the facilities needed, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I also wanted the governors not to stay in their good offices. Let them do impromptu to the health facilities, Mr. Speaker, so that they can see what is going on. Because I'm saying this, most of these short-term is an administrative issue, which can be solved on the ground. But because of negligence of a staff, it cannot be done. But if there's, the CEO of the county woke up one day, go to the referral hospital and the level 4 hospital, he can see what we have seen, and he can do some administrative action on the staff, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, everything has been raised on our recommendations, and most of them, Mr. Speaker, is a shortage of staff, specialized and everything. Mr. Speaker, we as a committee, we recognize, we have seen that the issue, the union of the person, the union of professionals, that is, they have to go to the reality on the board. Mr. Speaker, if the clinical officer do attachments and let him do as a locum in the same county, in the same facilities, after that, he will be, or she will be doing a casual, later on will be absorbed by the hospital facility. But the union will not allow that. So union will come down and see the reality on the ground, see and what is happening. Most of the negligence issues of the personnel is because of the break they normally go. After internship, they just go and stay for 5 years, 6 years without practicing. When they come back, they need at least a training. So we need a union to be on board so that at least they know, because of education system, they must have on board on such thing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, comes cancer issue. Mr. Speaker, I urge also the county, when they are delivering these, the drugs, the county must be keen on the expiry dates of the drugs, Mr. Speaker, so that at least they know that what they have delivered is not expired in the next 6 months. Mr. Speaker, also in the automation of the system. The governors, when they are engaged in a contract on the automations, Mr. Speaker, they must be keen on what kind of contractor they are given. Most of them they are unable because they need just money, and when it comes to giving service, they cannot. Mr. Speaker, there is one recently which I've seen that in the system, it shows that maternity has a normal delivery of 1. But if you go, I went physically to maternity to interrogate, and I realized they have attended to almost 3 delivery of normal and 2 cesarean. Mr. Speaker, that figure is not showing in the system. So they have to be keen what kind of system they are engaging. Mr. Speaker, the other thing is on this waste management. Mr. Speaker, when they are doing this management, they are burning on the compound of the hospital. And this is the hospital. And this is the health facilities. And they know that when this smoke normally causes throat cancer and lung cancer, they have to be proactive on how to eradicate this, and they must have a priority so that at least they have to solve the problem of waste management. Mr. Speaker, with those, I reply, and the question to be put in the next meeting. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Omar. Pursuant to Standing Order 66, putting of the question is hereby deferred into the next sitting of the House as requested by the mover of the motion. We will now move on to the next order. Clerk, you may call the next order.
Order number 17, motion, consideration of the report of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagement in Kilifi County.
Senator, the Vice Chairperson of the Standing Committee on Health, this is your motion still. Proceed to move.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I raise to move the motion on the consideration of the report of Standing Committee of Health and county oversight on network engagement in Kilifi County. Mr. Speaker, this is the same as the one we have completed. And Mr. Speaker, all issues are, the stories in 47 counties, all are the same. Issues of staff, issue of expired drugs, the overcrowded of wards, beds, and inadequate of ambulances. Mr. Speaker, in this county, they have 7 ambulances, but in the reality, 2 are working. So the governor must be also prioritize on the emergency issues. Mr. Speaker, there is also an issue of mortuary, which I have to highlight this one, Mr. Speaker. Mortuary in Malindi, Mr. Speaker, is overcrowded because of the bodies which has been exhumed from Shakahola, which is 400 bodies sort of, Mr. Speaker. So the hospital is constrained, and they need an urgent, so that the government must be having an urgent issue so that they have to decongest these facilities, so that they have to have the operationalization of these challenges to be deployed. Mr. Speaker, there is also the timeline and maintenance of the repair of the hospital. Mr. Speaker, this FIF is meant for the minor maintenance and repairs of the hospital, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, there is also the issue of casuals not to be paid. Mr. Speaker, we have to recommend that the county must pay people what have those people who are work. The KEMSA issue is also come on board. The KEMSA issue of fill rate is also there. Mr. Speaker, we have to be keen on that one. Mr. Speaker, also automation also is there. Mr. Speaker, all of these things is an history of 47 counties, about 28 counties which you have visited, all are the same. Mr. Speaker, with that, and Mr. Speaker, with that, I have to now call upon Senator Thabita to second the motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Tabitha Mutinda.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Still allow me to really appreciate my colleagues, led by the Chair and also the Vice Chair, for the great teamwork. This responsibility, Mr. Speaker, really requires high level of teamwork, Mr. Speaker. Actually, what we normally do, you find that Senator Nyonka sits in this committee. So he's very good at looking at the incinerator. Senator Wakoli will be looking especially at the mortuary. I'll be looking at the pharmacy. Vice Chair will be looking at the maternity wings, and we go and look at the baby center, the infants, and all that. Look at the delivery beds and all that. So it's a committee that, you know, really works on high levels of teamwork. And I guess, as she truly puts it, Mr. Speaker, we've found common repeated issues cutting across. But let me give some upload, Mr. Speaker, just very quickly. In Kilifi County, what they were able to report also is procurement and installation of the medical equipment, Mr. Speaker. That is installation of advanced radiology equipments, such as the ICT scans. They also talked about the mental health clinic establishment and expansion in their various sub-counties, construction of 112 bed male and female wards at the St. Luke Hospital, that is Kaloleni ward. And lastly, construction and completion of 30 bed maternity with operating theater at St. Luke's Hospital, still in Kaloleni ward. The issue of maternity, Mr. Speaker, is an issue that we feel there's quite high levels of congestion. Most of the counties, you find that they're trying to prioritize their budgets in terms of ensuring they have more wards, and also more maternity wings for women. And this is something really to appreciate, because then this will help in decrowding most of these spaces, as we are seeing. The issue of Shakahola, Mr. Speaker, I remember I was in that ad hoc committee. And yes, with what happened, as we all know, it has gone down in our history, a sad moment in this country. You realize, because it happened in Kilifi County, most of the bodies were staffed and have really been staffed for the longest. But I saw recently that MOH tried to decongest. The reports we have is that they have not really fully accomplished that. That then brings challenges to the county of Kilifi, whereby people are not able to really get the services of mortuary as needed because of this congestion. They should give their loved ones, the people who are affected on Shakahola, to be able to go and give a decent send-off to their loved one, Mr. Speaker. The issues of cash is not being paid. Recently, again, we were in Machakos County. Mr. Speaker, we were able to voice out on the issues that this, cashes were not being paid for 5 months, Mr. Speaker. And within 2-3 days, Mr. Speaker, I'm happy because this was sorted. There has been a lot of impact for us as a committee as we've gone to the ground, Mr. Speaker, and been able to address so many of the many issues. We promise, as a committee, we are going to ensure we will cover all the 47 counties to be able to ensure that all these issues are addressed. And I want to urge my colleagues, especially members who have been elected to serve in these specific counties, to try and avail themselves. It's not a political war or tycoonism that, my senator has come and he has come to try and hit me and show my weaknesses. It's just oversight that we are doing. With those many and few, I second, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Senators, I now propose the question that the Senate adopts the report of the Standing Committee on Health on the county oversight and networking engagement in Kilifi County, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 11th of November, 2025. Honorable Senators, this motion is now available for contribution, and I will invite Senator Okech. You may go and put in your contributions to the motion.
I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Though there's pressure of time, this is a very fundamental report and a very important report. And I want to thank the Health Committee for having made a visit, and not just a visit, but also networking, meaning that they had a positive attitude towards being able to assess the state of health in Kilifi County. And Mr. Speaker, there are a lot of things I will have mentioned here, but I hope that maybe if we have got extension to this tomorrow or so, I will be able to comment too. But first of all, I wanted just to say that there is a big focus on the issue of pharmaceuticals, both the availability of a pharmaceutical facility in the hospital, but even more importantly, the variances of records of drugs that is seen in Kilifi County. And Mr. Speaker, this is an overarching problem that as a Senate we must face and solve. The issue of drug management and drug availability in our hospitals across counties is a wanting one. I don't know why our country cannot just find it right. Because, Mr. Speaker, you can see that there was variance in the drugs record in Kilifi County as was established by this committee. And this variance spans to even the issue of expired drugs that we have faced in a number of counties when we audit counties. In CPIC, where I sit, and I'm glad that Senator Mutinda is here because she served with me in the previous session in CPIC, this was a very serious issue where there is a lot of money spent by counties in drugs, but then counties just don't get it right with the drugs. One, they get really drugs are going to expire tomorrow, and number two, there isn't just availability of system to be able to provide those drugs within hospitals. This affects Migori County, it affects a number of counties that we know, but Mr. Speaker, is something that I think that this House will be able to address. I don't know whether we've got time to further comment on this, but or we'll have time later, Mr. Speaker, in tomorrow's session. But it is something that I wanted to extensively be able to comment on. But that said, Mr. Speaker, I think that the House should do a proper...
Senator Eddie, you have inquired whether you will still have an opportunity. I want to confirm that you still have got 18 minutes to continue contributing to the motion in the next session of the House. And now, Honorable Senators, it's 6:30 p.m., time to adjourn the Senate. The Senate stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, 27th of November, 2025 at 2:30 p.m.
I know you wanted me to reply. It's a very good report, by the way. Thank you. That is tomorrow. Yeah. Maybe not tomorrow. But tomorrow it will be there. Yeah, it will be there. Okay. So if you are not there tomorrow, you'll be there when it is starting. Yes. Okay. I will be there. Otherwise, it will not.
Is an annual address by the President to the both houses that enumerates the accomplishments, the goals, and the priorities for the upcoming year. Mr. Speaker, I did not see a launch of a campaign for 2027. The naysayers, Mr. Speaker, are afraid because this speech that was done by the President has never been done before. Because a speech that aspires to take Kenyans from a developing country to a developed country has never been said in this House. And so because they are afraid and know that Kenyans are bright enough to understand that this is the person that will transform this economy, they are saying it is a manifesto or a campaign launch. The President never launched a campaign here. The President only enumerated what the government has accomplished in the last financial year and gave aspiration for the future. That is exactly what a State of the Nation address is supposed to be done. So the naysayers need to be told that the President did his right, in his right mind, in his position as the president of this country, to be able to enumerate to the Kenyans what has been done. And, Mr. President, what you've done should not be poured water onto. Because the people that are trying to say that the president did a campaign here are actually afraid. The president was able to enumerate what it has been done, and it is out there. Every person, every member of parliament that has spoken in this house has actually been able to point, is it agriculture? Is it health? Is it education? Is it infrastructure? All those things the president enumerated here can actually be seen on the ground. And so when the president does his part of the speech, nobody should be afraid. When they are looking for a campaign trail or a campaign speech or a campaign platform, I think the president will not come to this house. The president will go to where politicians are supposed to be. So this is what I'll say about the speech of the president. The speech of the president is based on what I believe. I am a Christian. It's based on faith. And as a Christian, the Bible says that if God has faith as small as a mustard seed, you can tell this mountain to move, and it will move. The president is seeing the challenges that we've gone through in this country, and he has the faith, and he is telling the mountain of underdevelopment to move. And I think it is time for Kenyans to rally behind the president because he's got the faith. The Bible talks about vision, and it says that my people perish for lack of vision. Mr. Speaker, the people who are trying to pour water on this presidential speech do not have vision. And when you do not have vision, Mr. Speaker, you cannot go anywhere. I think we need to rally the president. When he says that we are going to be like the Asian tigers, Mr. Speaker, even them, they had a vision when they were like us. And they were able to move because of that vision. We cannot perish being guided by people that are visionless. Mr. Speaker, I know you can look at a person at the micro level before you actually put him into a macro level. A person that has moved from being a chicken seller at this level as a person to become a global conglomerate can definitely transform a country at the macro level. The people that are complaining, they are saying that the president was launching a campaign. If you look at them, they have not even built a single kilometer of a road in their constituencies, even when they had positions, because they did not have a vision of having a tarmac road. So how then?
Yeah, because we still have limited time and a few, but just half a minute to wrap up.
To wrap up, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How then will they be able to understand that this country needs to move? What I'll say, Mr. Speaker, about this is, the living examples that we have is what everybody has said here, Mr. Speaker. We've talked about a balanced development, where we actually have 28,000 kilometers of road being built across this country. I, as a constituency, is a beneficiary of this. And I've never seen this in the previous government. Even the previous government that they're saying were good. I have never seen a tarmac road, but I'm seeing tarmac road being constructed in the constituency of Kacheliba because of this time. Mr. Speaker, I want to say this is something that is important, but a word of caution. I'll say this to the president. Even if the president has got that kind of vision, there are people that can actually undermine his vision. The people that when they are given work cannot do it. I have examples, Mr. Speaker, from Kacheliba constituency. When we say that we are going to have the
Please, a quarter of a minute, just say that one, 1-2 sentence.
Speaker, because it is important that the president also understand.
Yes.
When people are given job with this kind of big vision, they do not have vision.
Yes.
You find that instead of them building the markets, they go to court and stop the process. 3 years, there is no market being built, and yet the president has said we need markets. The same people allocating resources at the national level here. Some roads, like the ones in Kacheliba constituency, as much as they have been allocated, highlighted for construction, funding does not come. So those are the kind of people that the president needs to look at and be able to get them off so that his vision of building this country, transforming us to Malaysia and the likes, should be accomplished. Okay. Otherwise, I say let's all Kenyans rally behind President William Ruto, because this is the only president that will transform this country to the Asian tigers and the developed country.
Kitur,
thank you.
Kitur. Take exactly 6 minutes.
Thank you very
Or
much,
even less.
Honorable Speaker, and I think you will have to be a bit generous for giving me, of course, the opportunity to make my contribution as well on the State of the Nation address. But I think, Mr. Speaker, on the onset, I think this week has been one of the exciting weeks here in Parliament, when we had two of our members, one of our very close colleague, Abraham Kirwa, Member of Parliament from Mosop, and Member of Parliament from Honorable Sloya from Sabatia, who have been away, but they joined us. I think it's been quite an exciting week, and I would like to really celebrate them. I didn't have the opportunity to do that when they were here. And secondly, as well, to still condole the family of Odinga family on the loss of one of their family members. Honorable Speaker, I think this was one of the amazing magnanimous speeches that was done by the President, as he, first of all, showed or took into the country, in fulfillment of Article 132 of the Constitution, 1C, where he was required to report on all measures taken and progress achieved in realization of the national values, as well reporting on the progress made in fulfilling the international obligations. And lastly, of course, to give also an address to the nation on the state of the national security. Equally, how the President started it all is that in 2022, he said that at that time he had a vision to sell. And when he came here, he had a story to tell, in which all of us are regurgitating on that story that he made. It is also quite noting the various quotes that he made as he encouraged Kenyans to also rise up in terms of our thinking. There was a portion that he says that we must cast off the prevailing mindset of being content with average, or saying a vision not just to grow, but to transform, a roadmap not merely to move forward, but to rise. And he also mentioned that for far too long, our ambition has been held hostage by small thinking and ordinary expectations. I think the President of Kenya has really stood on this to rise our nation to the next level. Mr. Speaker, I would like to maybe touch a bit on the aspects of the economy, which are so evident. Recently, I had some of our colleagues who they would say they were the high priest of negativity in our nation. And one of them did mention that, they were trying to discount what was happening. For instance, when we say that the exchange rate has stabilized in 129 for about 2 years, and they were trying to water that down by saying a few years ago, 2 years ago, probably the interest rate were low. What they could not be able to do is to go back a little bit further to 2019, where there was artificial balancing of the exchange rate. When you look at it, it was very erratic. But when it came from 2023 rather, we've had a very stable exchange rate in our country. Equally, I heard someone say, by using relative figures and percentiles to discount the great work that has been done in the economy of our country. And somebody was trying to picture what happened in the year 2000 during the Kibaki regime, the regime of Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto. And I went further, and I would like to mention to those particular individuals who are giving some statistics here, to note that in the year 2002 to 2005, those are about 3 years in the first regime of Kibaki. The GDP of the country in 2002 was 5.75 billion. In 2005, it was 18.74 billion. There was a growth of about $13 billion in our GDP. When you look at Uhuru's first term, or in 2013 to 2015, it was $56.4 billion. And after 3 years, it was at 70.12, which you also note, Mr. Speaker, is about $13.6 billion. In William Ruto's regime, you would note in 2022, our GDP stood at $114.4 billion, and as we speak right now, it's projected to be $136.01, which means there's a growth of up to $22 billion. And those are figures that are available for anybody to be able to confirm. This buttresses the very statements that the President made when he was giving the various figures and the things that have happened from the time he took office. For instance, he said that the inflation has dropped from 9.6 to 4.6. That can be confirmed because I talked about double figures, double digits in every bit of the same. when you look at the reserves, the dollar reserves has now a resurgence of up to about 1.5 trillion shillings. This is magnanimous. When you look at the foreign direct investments that are coming into our country, has nearly doubled as well, Mr. Speaker. So, and when you look at from the international circles, Mr. Speaker, all the international organizations, whether you're talking about Standard, Gold Sachs, and their projections are very positive. Standard & Poor have, since 2020, indicated in 2020 that we had a B minor. That has been sustained all the way through. But now they have changed it to B, our credit rating as a country, because we have been able
Give him 2 minutes to wrap up.
We have been able to meet our international obligations. Mr. Speaker, when it comes to, I'll try to really fast track, Mr. Speaker, when it comes now to agriculture, which I think is quite important, and it's one of the things that holds our country, that most of us are into this. Mr. Speaker, when we came into leadership, I remember people used to wear sufurias in their heads, Mr. Speaker, because they were hungry. And when Mr. President came here, and at that time, we used to harvest about 44 million bags. Right now, we are projecting at 70. Literally everything is doubling. That, of course, has reduced the cost of maize in our country to those levels that are manageable. When you look at tea, for instance, Mr. Speaker, I come from a constituency that 60% of my constituency is actually tea farm. And there has been a great increase generally across the country from 138 billion to 215 billion. When you look at sugar, look at edible oils, and all the other things, you'd find that we have doubling in every part of the sector of agriculture. In fact, it's quite exciting when I looked at the focus now of the president saying our import stands for food in our country stands about 500 billion shillings. And he has mentioned very well that now we need to put a focus into make sure we reduce the importation costs of the things that we import. And that is why we want to focus now in having irrigated agriculture. That's why we need to put a focus on how do we harvest water, the dams, the ponds, and all those things that will be able to improve or expand the irrigation from the 15% arable land to the remaining 85%. I think that is quite telling. The future is too bright for this nation, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I would like to also touch a bit on the health sector. Mr. Speaker, the SHA, when it was introduced, when we were, killing out NHIF, which had no future, so many Kenyans were negative about President made his statements here, we all stood amazed at what he wants to do with 5 trillion and how he's going to do it, Mr. Speaker, to raise that amount of money to be able to make our country a first world. Indeed, every Kenyan now can dream big and know that we are in a country that has a great future. The president has been talking about that we are going to be the first world. Indeed, that's where we are headed, Mr. Speaker. I would like to just, in summary, Mr. Speaker, say and encourage all Kenyans that let us support the president of our country. Let us be positive for this nation. The future looks so bright. Let us not be negative. And I wish our country the best. I had to cut it short, Mr. Speaker, because I'm seeing you a bit. You've been a bit generous to me, but I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Good work. Honorable Lochakapong. And then followed by Jaldesa and Letipila.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity for me to make a comment on the President's speech in the address to the nation. Now, Honorable Speaker, I want to begin by saying that I was a bit excited when the President said that it is possible for this country to be moved from where it is to a first world in our lifetime. Honorable Speaker, that in itself shows that the President is working around the clock to ensure that we move the country to measures, strategies, and policies in place to ensure that this country moves to a first world. And it is for now all of us to believe, as the President believes, that it is possible that this country in our lifetime can move there. Now, Honorable Speaker, in his address, he did mention what he has done in terms of employment of teachers. Colleagues have said that here. I don't want to belabor that. That by early next year, we will be having 100,000 plus teachers employed by this administration. 2, affordable housing program. And I want to report here, Honorable Speaker, that today they were launching that in Sigor constituency. So I am happy that finally the affordable housing program has now reached Sigor, my constituency. Or, of course, we have things that we can see. There used to be a vision, now they are reality. We have a market in Sigor. We now have the affordable housing coming in. Now, the integrated digital platform to register farmers. This is a new thing. And so far, about 7.1 million farmers have already been registered on this digital platform, so that now they benefit from the affordable fertilizer and other associated things that come with that. Then the livestock value chain has also been rising. That therefore means that a lot has been done in that direction, that even pastoralists and those in livestock have something to celebrate, because now that is improving. Then the healthcare, in the statement, 27 million people are already registered in SHA, more than triple what was there in NHIF. Then, Honorable Speaker, we have the NYOTA program, the National Youth Opportunities Transformation Agenda, where now 820,000 youth are set to benefit, spread across the 1,450 wards. That therefore means this is spread across Kenya, and youth from every ward are going to benefit from this program. Now, Honorable Speaker, in the interest of time, there is something that I want to talk about that I think is very, very good, and I want to commend the President for this. Now the President quoted the Constitution of Kenya 2010, now the Constitution of Kenya 2010, Article 201C, that stipulates that burdens and benefits of use of resources and public borrowing shall be shared equitably between present and future generations. Now, Honorable Speaker, I want to say that in West Pokot, for example, we have a lot of natural resources. And if we are not very careful, and I've been telling people this, that the President is proposing that we will be establishing the Sovereign Wealth Fund to give effect to the constitutional principle of intergenerational equity. And here, Honorable Speaker, he gave us that history has already warned us along our coast region, for example, titanium deposits have been depleted, and because we lack the sovereign wealth framework, future generations will inherit nothing from this. So I want to say, Honorable Speaker, as you may be aware, there is a big rush to West Pokot this time because of minerals mining. So I want the Department for Mining to ensure that whatever happens in West Pokot, measures should be put in place to ensure that generations coming after us will have something to show for the resources that are in that county now. So that now, they don't just get depleted and later we have nothing to show that we had resources in this county. Otherwise, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, okay. Fair enough. You have concluded, Honorable Jaldesa Guyo. Guyo, if you want your friends to have time, you must take no more than 3 minutes.
I will try to be as brief as possible. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the chance to contribute to the State of the Nation address that I support. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the speech, it was a compendium of the developmental activities or achievements by the President over the last 3 years. Mr. Speaker, in 1963, when Kenya attained independence, there were 3 things that we said we should want to eliminate: disease, poverty, and ignorance. Mr. Speaker, The president started by talking about health. And in the health sector, where they made a key achievement, the president introduced the concept of community health promoters. The role of community health promoters, which are 107 and all of they are distributed across the country in all the villages, was to screen for diseases before it gets complicated. This is a very good thing, and many diseases have been identified, diagnosed, and people sent to the care the place where they can get their care. Mr. Speaker, in the same way, the universal health coverage and the universal health coverage staff, where people are employed to give health care services where the county government could not reach. Mr. Speaker, the insurance, the health insurance, the SHA, where 27 million people have been registered, it has helped a lot of people, and many people in this country are benefiting from the services of the SHA. In the same way, the cancer treatment centers, which are distributed in various parts of the country, and from Garissa, Meru, Kisii, and major hospitals, so that patients who have problems can be seen and treated carefully, nicely. Mr. Speaker, on terms of roads, the road infrastructure actually is very good. When the road is dual, it saves life, it saves time, and it actually increases the efficiency for transport, both for human and for goods. The issue of water is very crucial, especially on the harnessing of the floods. There are floods which come all over the country. It destroys water, it destroys infrastructure, and when we catch this water and use the dams for irrigation, then it actually saves the people's lives and property, and it also increases our product.
Conclude. Give him a minute, half a minute to conclude. Conclude, Honorable Guillaume, Professor.
On education, many classrooms have been done, so many teachers have been employed, and we are expecting that more and more will be done. And I think in terms of classrooms, even the Parliament have a role to do through the NGCDF to ensure that there is equity of distribution. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honorable Letipila.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me an opportunity to contribute and support the President's speech of the 28th of November. The President was a very optimistic speech that condensed his vision to take this country from a third world country to a first world, and I fully support his vision. There have been dissenting voices early on into the administration which have tried to silence the many positives done by this administration, but there are more positives, and we must learn to celebrate the progress that is done in our country, even as we highlight what we feel are areas that can be improved. Mr. Speaker, the people of Samburu North, who I represent, are optimistic about getting the first tarmac ever in our constituency. And the President was there to launch it early this month. And Mr. Speaker, for the first time, we are feeling included in the development space of this country. And that is a positive, Mr. Speaker, that must be celebrated. Mr. Speaker, my constituency is getting connected to the national grid for the very first time during this administration. Areas like Lesirikan, Nachola, Marti, Opiroi, Baawa are getting connected to electricity like the rest of this nation. And that's a positive, Mr. Speaker, that must be celebrated. Mr. Speaker, this administration has taken a different approach to tackling the enablers of banditry directly, while engaging the community as partners in fighting cattle rustling and on an equal footing. And that has greatly reduced instances of cattle rustling and reduced insecurity in many parts of northern Kenya. That is a positive that we must celebrate as a people of Kenya, and specifically as people of Samburu North. Mr. Speaker, SHA has been a great milestone under this administration. The SHA story has grown from pessimism to great acceptability across the nation. This is because people have seen firsthand the impact and the lives touched, even to far to reach areas of this country, like remote areas of Samburu North, feel included in the SHA success story. That is a positive.